Dry as the inside of a woodpecker's boarding house.
This week on isletunes, you're going to get new ones from Adrienne, Gallant, and Pieter Ijsselstein, a lesson in not fearing from the Umbrella Collective, and a dancey throwback to the totally tubular 80s by, well, you're just going to have to listen and find out. Yous ready, PEI? Let's get her done! How's she going, Prince Edward Island? I am your host, Adam Michael James, and you are listening to the June 6th, 2025 episode of the PEI Arts Award-nominated isletunes. This is the show that brings you something you're never going to hear on any of the radio stations we've got up in this place, songs created and recorded by Islanders. And yes, I'm counting artists who weren't born here but simply chose to make their home here, because if I didn't, I'd have to erase myself off this podcast. Don't be elitist, y'all. Now, sure, you could pop on a streaming service and listen to lots of this kind of content, but I give you researched info on these artists and their output, plus help you learn a bit more about PEI's surprisingly expansive history, and then there's my response to your calendar's call for help with a listing of when you can catch which live acts where. I know, knowledge. Ew. Who wants to do any kind of learning anymore? That's so woke. Oh, you might also get a bit of sarcasm and pointed commentary while you're at it, but most importantly, it's the music, baby! Just to get it out of the way early, if you appreciate this one and only true outlet for island music of all different flavors and eras, by the by, you can support these efforts by donating what you like or can through PayPal, link in the description. Also, there's a ton of video extras you can get access to by becoming a subscriber on Patreon, not to mention if you want to wear your love for this show or drink out of it, there's isletunes merch on Spring. These links are in the description as well, and all such financial generosity goes toward running and distributing the podcast, plus the more promotion I can fork out for to tell as many Islanders about it means getting it in more local ears. Thank you in advance for whatever you can contribute, and if you want to help but money's not a way for you to do it right now, that's okay. You can still follow isletunes on Facebook and Instagram and share the hell out of the posts there, for which I would also be grateful. Now, if your favorite color is blue, then have I got the episode kicker offer for you. These guys are the purveyor of that color, and they deliver what you could call electric blue on Saturdays from September to June. Chris Rambanis and Mike Robichaud branched off from the Blueprints, and Reg Balla loaned himself from Rhythm Rules and the Soul Food Trio to form Got Blues. They've been putting on these Saturday matinee shows for 16 years, first at the Factory, now at the Salvador Dali, and they have in a constant rotation of guest artists to accompany them. Who you get depends on the week. In 2013, they decided to lay down an album, Got Blues Volume 1, to prime ya. Here's Got Blues and their version of Flip, Flop, and Fly, originally written by Charles E. Calhoun and Lou Willie Turner and recorded by Big Joe Turner in 1955. I usually don't play covers here, but hey, my podcast, my rules. Oh, and what podcast is that? Oh yeah, isletunes.
Get the blues to get me a rocking chair. When I get the blues to get me a rocking chair. If the blues don't leave me, gonna rock on away from there. When I get lonesome, I hop on the telephone. When I get lonesome, I hop on the telephone. When I call my baby, say I'm on my way back home. Yeah, I won't flip and flop and fly. I don't care if I die. I said flip and flop and fly. I don't care if I die. I said don't ever leave me, don't ever say goodbye. baby, she's flashing a new go-to. Here come my baby, she's flashing a new go-to. She's so small she can rub in a paper bamboo. Give me one more kiss, make it last a long, long time. Give me one more kiss, make it last a long, long time. Wraps up around me like a sweet potato vine, yeah. I don't flip and flop and fly. I don't care if I die. I said flip and flop and fly. I don't care if I die. I said don't ever leave me, don't ever say goodbye. Bullfrog sitting on a hollow stump. I like Mississippi bullfrog sitting on that hollow stump. I got so many women, don't know which way to jump. Yeah, I'll flip and flop and fly. I don't care if I die. I say flip and flop and fly. I don't care if I die. I said don't ever leave me, don't ever say. Said don't ever leave me, don't ever say. Said don't ever leave me, don't ever say goodbye.
It's not a car commercial, it's fingerstyle guitar legend Don Ross on Isletunes with the title track to his 1997 album Loaded, Leather Moonroof. Don has kept gas in his musical tank since 1986 when he self-produced his first album on cassette. He released a proper album 2 years later after his winning the famed Walnut Valley Festival in the States attracted a record label. He's still at it. His most recent collection is 2023's Water, and he still tours all over the place. Though he's from Montreal originally, he's spent plenty of time living on PEI, and being half Mi'kmaq through his mother, he used his music to call attention to First Nation issues through several Toronto theatre productions he composed for in the late 80s and early 90s. While we're doing the DeLorean through the 20th century,
Great Scott!
let's punch that flux capacitor even further back into the 1930s, where this brand new release has roots. Of course, reaching that far into the past, it's hard to find a bunch of information about the first version of this, but I do see that it was written by a Charlie and a Vincent Scotto in 1931. The PEI artist who put her own spin on it, though, I can tell you about. And again, it's a cover, but again, my podcast, my rules. She's an Acadian singer who has long performed tunes written by her father, Paul Gallant. In fact, she released 2 albums singing his material in 2018 and 2020. She's back now with her own release, taking this French ballad from nearly 100 years ago and updating the sound. She's Adrienne Gallant, and this is Quand on s'aime bien tous les deux, just out today, making it a première mondiale d'Isletunes, or if you like, an
Isletunes World Premiere.
Combien de fous vents sur la terre cherchent le secret du bonheur. Je n'ai découvert le mystère. C'est ton cœur tout près de mon cœur. Dans notre petit nid de rêve, tout près de moi tu viens t'asseoir. Et ta voix tendrement se lève à cette prière du soir, à ce chant si doux, le bonheur jaloux. Il n'y a pas d'autre secret pour nous. Quand on s'aime bien tous les deux, la vie semble plus jolie. Les peines s'oublient, c'est dans un doux baiser d'amoureux sur la terre. Et pour être heureux, il suffit de plus d'autre chose. On oublie les jours moroses quand on s'aime bien tous les deux. Qu'importe les heures méchantes et les soucis de chaque jour, en moi tout rayonne et tout chante quand tu viens me parler d'amour. Adieu toutes les peines qui s'envolent, adieu tous les petits chagrins. Ta voix me berce et me console au rythme de joyeux refrains. Et dans les puissants fauvets tout perçants, il n'y a pas de plus belle chanson. Quand on s'aime bien tous les deux, la vie semble plus jolie. Les peines s'oublient, c'est dans un doux
Adrienne Gallant with her just out today release Quand on s'aime bien tous les deux on isletunes. Google Translate tells me that means when we both love each other. And loving each other, or at least tolerating each other, sounds like something we could all be doing more of these days, n'est-ce pas? Coming up, Betty bets on a Chinese language release, comedian Urban Carmichael goes serious, and Carly Howell waters us so we can grow. Though trying to rewrite history is kind of a thing right now, particularly in one country to the south of us whose course needs its own rewriting and fast, the past is just not something that can be shaped to our whims. We're free to interpret it in our own way, and we can have our own feelings about it, but facts are facts are facts. Here's a fact. It's time for finding some true tidbits from the annals of this province, which can only mean you're about to hear this week in PEI history. June 7th, 1912, the Charlottetown Guardian, read all over Prince Edward Island, reported that some time ago, the government took steps to establish a car ferry that would run between Carleton Point, PEI, and Cape Traverse, New Brunswick, and connect the PEI Railway with the Intercolonial Railway. A Professor Kilpatrick from Queen's University was tasked with studying ice flows and currents to determine the best places to install each of these terminals. At 10 miles, the route chosen was said to be the shortest and also the least difficult to navigate during all 4 seasons. June 8, 1882. On the front page of the Daily Examiner, there was sort of a statement/advertisement that let Islanders know the St. Lawrence Hotel was back in business after being closed for repairing and refurbishing. Bragging points for the accommodation included having the railway depot and steamboats just a 3-minute walk away. The write-up didn't mention that the hotel was situated on Water Street just to the east of Great George Street, I'd estimate about where CFCY is now, and of course they couldn't know that the place would undergo another reno the following year in 1883. Nor could anyone have predicted then that it would become the Hotel Davies in 1887, or that that would close in 1903, basically because they couldn't sell booze. June 12, 1943, the Charlottetown Guardian announced that a Flight Sergeant Cyril Butler of York Point had been awarded the Conspicuous Gallantry Medal for his service in the Royal Canadian Air Force. Butler was said to have displayed courage and skill in his contribution to beating back fascism in World War II, including having to parachute out of his plane and also having his aircraft attacked by enemy night fighters, with, quote, one attacker being destroyed each time, unquote. I'm not sure if that means Butler shot them down, given the of-the-time syntax, but he did apparently obtain some excellent photography. On the flip side of that, he got his own pick in this edition, along with the pronouncement.
Hi, this is M. Peters from Takeda Takeda, and you're listening to isletunes with Adam Michael James.
Generations gone by. Since the music made me wanna dance and spit in someone's eye. I don't know where the time went, 80s, 90s, 2010s, but 40 isn't fatal, I still feel like I did then. I recall flashing lights, jamming to the music of the house, it made me feel alright. What the hell's with tracks today? Every damn thing sounds the same. If you can loop or auto-tune, I guess you're in the game. But there's a reason 80s jams still rule, a reason they never died. They say if it's too loud, you're too old, but those words applied. Generation X is back and you will have a time. Dude, we're gonna party like it's 1989. Find a DJ with a turntable, maybe 2 or 4. Gonna make you scream for retro, gonna make you scream for more. We were out here dancing when you were in your cribs. First to chorus, then the bridge, then to the ad-lib. Ain't no 2010s tonight, turn it back, let's have some fun. Generation X is gonna show you how it's done. Generation X. Generation X. Generation X. Generation X is gonna wait for your proper Bruce. Let's all get up and dance. Get up and dance. Bust a move to the old school grooves and don't you sit or stand. They've never been more popular. They took my teens by storm. 40's the new 30 and I'm just now getting warm, y'all. Well, you know I don't care. No, I don't care. If I'm old enough to be your dad, house music's everywhere. Quit that frickin' Facebook, get your damn self right offline. 20 years different, who gives a cause now we're unified. Oh yeah, don't you know 80s jams still rule, and more than back in the day. They get into your feed and they don't suck, so let me lead the way. Give a guy some room now. Generation X is back and who will have a time? Dude, we're gonna party like it's 1989. Find a DJ with a turntable, maybe 2 or 4. Gonna make you scream for retro, gonna make you scream for more. We were out here dancing when you were in your cribs. Now you're learning how to jam like your parents did. Glad to have you with us, now we're gonna have some fun. Generation X is gonna show you how it's done. Generation X. Generation X. Generation X. Man, I love the 80s.
Isletunes brings you, well, me. What did I say about my podcast, My Rules? That's a song I recorded in 2011 that I've been dying to share with you guys, called Generation X in Full Effect. There's no disputing that the 80s made a huge comeback in the late 2000s, early 2010s, and it's never really let go. Only thing was, if you're like me and you were a teen in the 80s, suddenly having your music declared retro came as quite a shock. So I wrote about it. Made a video about it too, and not for nothing, it made the top 10 short films list at the Island Media Arts Festival in 2012. It's got 80s references galore with some Easter eggs only Gen Xers such as myself would know. It's on YouTube, if you dare. So they say that if you pay attention, you learn something new every day. I just learned that Chinese is not one specific language. It's an umbrella term for a host of languages spoken both in China and Taiwan, Mandarin being the most extensively used one. Betty came to us from Taiwan to learn even more about music, as if she hadn't already picked up piano at 5, violin at 7, and guitar in her teens. A cover she recorded got shared by one of the members of K-pop supergroup BTS a few years back, and it got her signed with a Taiwanese talent agency. As for PEI, just this past March, she won New Artist of the Year at the Music PEI Awards, and in May 2024, she released what appears to be her first self-titled EP. It was its English track that got our attention here, but the rest of the collection is indeed in Mandarin, but it doesn't matter. True pop knows no verbal language. This is Betty on Isletunes, and I know I'm gonna butcher this, but let it not be said I didn't try. The song is 是否值得期待?
是否值得期待?
I was close. Again, given Google Translate is right, big grain of salt there, Betty asks the question, is it worth looking forward to? If you mean your music, Betty, absolutely yes.
开始幻想着未来，从未有过的等待，就算这是个障碍，也是在意料中的意外，结果也许会更改，没有所谓的失败，也没有最好的安排，只有这条路是否值得期待，进退徘徊，全力独白，在这沼泽中寻找沙滩与海，看似 己把不安淘汰。会后悔吗？这样做吗？在这大海深渊里挣扎，未来在哪？你犹豫吧，最重要的是值得期待吗？你害怕吗？也许才想走了会想回头的想法，但没办法，回头更可怕。期待吗？你害怕吗？也许才想走了会想回头的想法，但没办法，回头更可怕。会后悔吗？这样对吗？在这大海深渊里挣扎，未来在哪？你犹豫吧，最重要的是值得期待吗？你害怕吗？也许才想走了会想回头的想法，但没办法。
We always believe that when we've got nothing else, at least we've always got time. The reality is that time is not on our side. Time is always moving ahead, ever forward, whether we choose to accompany it or to stay right where we are. The fear, of course, is that you wait your whole life to get where you're going, only to realize that you've waited your whole life. We always believe that when... sorry, I'm starting over.
Out there, out there, out there, out there.
Listen, when I was young, my papa told me to move on strong. Now I'm missing to fair. Alright, you see, now we are going so far. We are looking at stars. Look at this, we are so fair. There is no flow. Watch this one. But I still
go out there, go out there, go out there. Show no fear, show no fear, show no fear. Go out there, and show no fear. Go out there, go out there, go out there. Show no fear, show no fear, show no fear. Go out there, yeah, and show no fear. And even though you are running slow, you will make it if you keep on going. Keep on sowing, rainy weather will be here and gone.
hold the phone. You think that if I keep on smiling through the BS, I might keep on winning? Yeah, well, that is relative. Good or bad is relative. Right or wrong is relative. Nature flow is never choosing this or that, when you know it's medicine. Patient flow, not hesitant. Latent energy, freedom. Wait on Hennessy, part and a show. Skipping the line and then denying you were told. Living the life, but a lie will erode the business. One girl here as dividends. I treat power, lose by my sight as evidence. Show intelligence and behave.
I'ma come stone when I'm on the microphone. Fear and stress get gone. Meditate, get in the zone. 4 bars, then I'm done. Psych, pass me the mic, pass me the light. Stand for the fight, fight never stand still. Outside is wide and shit is getting real. So show no fear, no ifs, no buts, no what. Vision clear, time is right. Just touch and mold the plane. This in 254, 254. Where we go, we bring the show and kill the show. So now I'm
out here, fearless, seamless flow. Earlier was rapid fast, now I'm taking it slow, just so you can catch every syllable, every word, every verb, just to give you the realest words that you heard. Out of fear, since I turned my losses to lessons and lessons to blessings. Treat the craft of retirement funds, I've been invested, pushing the limits and never resting. Pushing the limits and never resting. Sit with my feelings to stay in tune. That's how I bloom in the room. But my mind hopping over the moon. In the room, but my mind hopping over the moon.
There's no tears in the land of the blessed. There's no fear, there's no shame. There's no tears in the land of the blessed. There's no fear, there's no shame. There's no tears in the land of the blessed. There's no fear, there's no shame. There's no tears in the land of the blessed. There's no fear, there's no shame. There's no tears in the land of the blessed. There's no fear, no shame.
Go out there, go out there, show no fear, show no fear, show no fear. Go out there, vibes, and show no fear, yeah, yeah. Go out there, go out there, go out there, show no fear, show no fear, show no fear. Go out there, yeah, and show no fear.
Go out there, go out there, go out there. Show no fear, show no fear, show no fear. Go out there and show no fear. Go out there, go out there, go out there. Show no fear, show no fear. Go out there, show no fear. Go out there, go out there. Show no fear.
From the 2023 album Welcome to Studio UC, that is none other than the Umbrella Collective with its declarative statement, No Fear, on iTunes. They total 6, Charles Ruth, Loic Nyonsenga, Sidhu Sachidananda, Tamara Steele, Mark Steele, and Jonathan Holmes. And like the Borg Collective, if you're into Star Trek at all, theirs is a hive mind in which they exchange ideas almost wordlessly, and you could say that they adapt their lyrical and musical distinctiveness in order to assimilate all who listen. Resistance is futile. This sextet gathers under PEI's umbrella with members from Rwanda, India, Nigeria, and other places like Ontario and Nova Scotia. Their unique brand of Afrobeat funkiness already earned them 2 Music PEI awards, and I don't think they're anywhere close to being done with us yet. He's said to be the greatest storyteller in island history, and perhaps on more than one occasion you've issued forth with one of his urbanisms. Who else could I be talking about except Urban Carmichael, and he delighted audiences from all over North America with his knack for sending up island tropes both oratorically and musically. One of 10 Carmichael siblings, he began performing as a child already and got into comedy songs, the genre of which he mixed with the sounds of Irish and Scottish ditties, and therefore Urban became known as a humorist. But surprise, he could get serious and even heartfelt in his music too. This is a stereotype-busting example of that, and I love busting stereotypes, fittingly titled Come From the Heart. Coming to you is Butterflies, My Little Girl, on Isletunes.
I'm gonna sing you a new kind of song, one that is neither too short nor too long, based on the questions that my little girl asked as she opened up her little world. Daddy, who made the birds and the bees? Is it true that the wind is in love with the trees? And what kind of glue stuck the stars to the sky? And who lit the tail of the poor butterfly?
Will I be pretty? Will I be wise with your kind of hair and mom's kind of eyes? What will I be? What will I know? Where did I come from and where will I go?
Where do the snowmen go early each year? They're never around when the robins get here. Oh, I ask them, but they'll never open their mouth. When robins come north, do the snowmen go south? And Daddy, who taught the cricket to sing, and who plants the dandelion gardens in spring? And how do you cheer up a cloud when it cries? And if seagulls can swim, how come fishes can't fly?
Will I be pretty? Will I be wise with your kind of hair and mom's kind of eyes? What will I be? What will I know? Where did I come from and where will I go?
Her questions I value more highly than pearls, and when she's no longer her dad's little girl, I'll fondly recall with a tear in my eye her how comes, her what's, her when's, where and why's. Yes, I'll relive the walks that we took in the wild, and I'll stop for a moment to cry like a child when I think of the time when she thought butterflies were just little flowers that fluttered on by.
Urban Carmichael, proving he could handle heartwarming just as well as rib-tickling. That's his 2000 song Butterflies, My Little Girl, on Isletunes. Likely this was recorded just before or already after he was diagnosed with esophageal cancer. We lost him on February 13th, 2006. Still to come, Pieter Ijsselstein makes the forecast of vanishing clouds and blue skies. Carly Howell grows us a hardy specimen of folky fauna. And it's not just huge, it's big huge. Ooh, baby. Did we even get June bugs this year? Usually the phylophagia are a sure indicator that concert season is upon us, but even without the kamikazeing creatures, the musical creatures of this island are in flight, and if there's a stage to be had, they're landing on them. Allow me, if you will, a couple of minutes to tell you about gigs to dig across Prince Edward Island. Saturday, June 7th, Coyote plays at the Sportsman's Club in Charlottetown. Also on the 7th, Kendall Doherty and the Kaylee and the Park City Band playing Park Royal United in Charlottetown. Sunday, June 8th, it's the Great George Street Brass Band at Zion Presbyterian Church in Charlottetown. Also on the 8th, it's Lenny Gallant and his album launch at the Harborfront Theater in Summerside. Wednesday, June 11th, it's Behind the Veil, a Lucy Maud concert experience with Alicia Toner, Mike Ross, Brielle Ansems, Carly Howe, and Jelaine Molnar. That's playing at the Harmony House in Hunter River through June 14th. June 11th also sees the East Prince Community Band Spring Concert at Summerside Intermediate School. Thursday, June 12th, it's Island Jazz, Isaac Mazer at Baba's Lounge, and Saltwater Dollies are at the Surrey Show Hall. June 12th and 13th, Irish Mythin plays Trailside Music Hall. Looking into next week, June 14th, it's Rags to Riches with Max Keenlyside and Les Royal Pickles at the Trailside. June 14th, Stratton and Kays are at the Old Dublin Pub. And June 15th, it's For the Girls featuring Whitney Rose at Florence Simmons Performance Hall in Charlottetown. June 18th, it's the start of the Ladies of the Canyon Summer Concert Series with Brielle Ansems, Joss Rayom, Alicia Toner, and Keelan Wedge. That's happening at the Harmony House in Hunter River. Select dates through September 6th. Now, June 13th through June 22nd, it's the Festival of Small Halls happening all over the island, and I'm going to tell you about pretty much all of it, so we're going to be here a while. Take notes. June 13th, it's Shaking the Shingles featuring Patrick Ledwell and In Echo at Historic St. Mary's Church in Indian River. June 14th, it's Crossing the Bridge with Shane Pendergast at Trackety Community Center. History in the Making featuring Gammons and Nor and Tanya Davis at Orwell Historic Village, and Up West Celtic Country Jamboree featuring Lawrence Maxwell and Brooke MacArthur at the Stompin' Tom Center in Skinner's Pond. June 15th, it's Trailblazers featuring Joss Rayom and In Echo at Crapo Community Hall. Fiddlin' Around with Fiddler's Sons at New London Community Complex. From the Roots featuring Mockin at St. John's Presbyterian in Belfast. June 16th, it's the start of the Back Home Tonight Summer Concert Series with Gordon Belcher happening at Stanley Bridge Hall. Also on the 16th, it's the Down East Celtic Country Jamboree featuring Lawrence Maxwell and Brooke MacArthur at the Lower Montague Women's Institute Hall, of course, in Montague. June 17th, it's Seaside Sets featuring Mockin at Cimbria Lions Club. Tignish Tune-Up featuring Richard Wood at Tignish Parish Center. Also Music Mosaic featuring Vishten and Max Keenlyside at Seaview Hall in Seaview. June 18th, it's Perfect Pairings featuring Catherine McClellan at O'Leary United Church. Family Ties featuring Goodell at Fort Augustus Community Center, and Richard Wood and Friends at Fortune Community Center in Fortune. June 19th, it's Down by the Bay featuring Tanya Davis at St. Peter's Courthouse Theater, and Songs and Stories of the Island featuring Shane Pendergast at Victoria Playhouse. June 20th, it's Catherine McClellan's Songhouse featuring Shane Pendergast, Atlantic String Machine, and Matt Rainey at Zion Presbyterian Church in Charlottetown. And on the 20th, also Celtic Connections featuring the Ross Family Band. They are at the Brackley Beach Community Center. June 21st, it's the Trad Trade-Off featuring Gammons and Nora at Murray Harbor Community Center, and Milton Medleys featuring Catherine McClellan at Milton Community Hall. And wrapping it all up, June 22nd, it's A Closing Fit for Kings featuring Tiffany Leo, Noah Malcolm, and Matt Rainey at King's Playhouse in Georgetown.
Hi, this is Karen Pyro.
This is Mike Elliott from Aging Disgracefully. To Love and Isle Tunes, tune in
every week.
Isle Tunes World Premiere.
When clouds have vanished and skies are blue, the world becomes your oyster. You begin again feeling brand new. Gone are the days of sorrow and hopeless attitudes. When clouds have vanished and skies are blue, the sun in your eyes is the best cure for loneliness and darkness that broods. Waking up can sometimes seem daunting when your problems start to pile and melt. Daily mundane routines are haunting. You can lose yourself in doubt. A blue sky gives you new perspective, gives you sudden peace of mind. But weather's unpredictable, so is life. Storms can push you around and cut like a knife. Now better days are coming through my window, clarity and bright sunshine. Birds begin to sing, it starts to feel like spring. I can feel there's love in the air. When clouds have vanished and skies are blue, the world becomes your oyster, and you begin again feeling brand new. Walking with confidence and courage, you suddenly believe your truth. How a change in skies can heal you, show you all that you can do. When clouds have vanished and skies are blue, the sun in your eyes is the best cure for loneliness and darkness that broods. Gone are the days of sorrow and hopeless attitudes. Here's to a new lease of friendships, a second chance to show you've improved. Don't fade into the abyss, the clouds are gone this afternoon. I know nothing's ever certain, but you can live the life you choose. So go and make the most of today, now that the clouds have vanished and the skies are blue. You have hope, you have love, it is true, now that the skies are blue.
Pieter Ijsselstein on Isletunes with Christopher Weeks on vocals. That is Pieter's brand new composition just out June 1st, When Clouds Have Vanished and Skies Are Blue. That only seems to happen on weekdays, right? Pieter began on the piano as an 8-year-old and found his calling in the styles of Baroque, classical, and ragtime. The influence of the latter was pretty evident in this song. And what that man can do with a potato. In addition to crafting pottery, he and his wife Geraldine also craft soaps and lotions made from island potatoes. They also make Mi'kmaq art and other products from that community available for sale in their shop, which is over in Victoria by the Sea. You may have heard the phrase interdisciplinary, and no, it's not a new parenting style. It actually, in terms of art anyway, refers to a style that combines different kinds of artistic expression, say visual arts, performing arts, musical arts, digital arts, etc. Because there are as many ways and levels to blend these disciplines as there are artists who blend them, the result is always unique and fresh. Carly Howell is one such artist, and not only do they tap into their voluminous experience with jazz, classical, folk, and Brazilian music, they help amplify feminized, trans, and queer voices. Carly won a Music PEI Award at the 2025 ceremony for achievement in jazz music and just got back from performing in Japan with Tanya Davis. But lest you think that Carly has not had material out long before that, well, that's what I'm here to play for you, isn't it? From the 2013 EP of Dreams and Small Things, this is Carly Howell and the expression of a 4-letter word, grow, on Isletunes. Oh, that's 9 letters.
but it wasn't our time. We thought that water and fire would combine, but then the oceans dried, and the flames died, and the seasons changed and left us behind, 'cause it wasn't our time. So let the rain fall down, enjoy the sound as the water hits the ground, and know that it will feed the earth and trees your soul, 'cause the sunny day is just around the bend, and we're all gonna grow. We thought the stars were alive. We thought the universe had collided. We thought our names were written in the sky, but it wasn't our time. We thought that water and fire would combine, but then the oceans dried, and the flames died, and the seasons changed and left us behind, 'cause it wasn't our time. So let the rain fall down, enjoy the sound as the water hits the ground, and know that it will feed the earth and trees your soul, 'cause the sunny day is just around the bend, and we're all gonna grow.
Carly Howell exhorting all living beings to grow on Isletunes. Well, except weeds. Those can dry up. To finish up this first episode of June, and Mia Apologia, no interview again this week. I realize it's getting to be a habit, but it seems there are only so many hours in a day lately and only so much charge in my personal battery. We're gonna find a good-sized rock and make it hard. Super hard. Or is that big, huge hard? Big Huge shook PEI the middle of last decade, or should I say shook it all night long, since they touted themselves as a band with the dirt of AC/DC and the soul of the South. And these proponents of classic rock and metal were John Hashem on vocals, Mike Burns on guitar, Jeff Wilson on bass, and Shane Cody on drums. In 2015, after spending a few years cutting their sharp teeth on stages here, they released an album of original compositions simply called Big Huge. An apt description of their music, since their sound really is so big and huge, their CD could barely hold it. Isletunes tells you to take a flying leap with Big Huge, and their cut Jump Off. Big Huge helps this episode of Isletunes end big with their 2015 track Jump Off. I would, but jumping off would require getting off my couch, and who wants to do that? But yeah, for real, that's going to do it for another hour of island music you're not going to hear anywhere else except maybe on a streaming service, as I mentioned. And are you going to be as entertained on one of those as you are here? I doubt it. To remind you, if you're into what this show does in terms of giving exposure to PEI artists they might not get elsewhere, you can help support this puppy by donating via PayPal, subscribing on Patreon, which is only $5 a month and gets you tons of extra island-only content. And yes, Isletunes merch is a thing. T-shirts and hoodies and mugs and stuff like that. All links are in the description. This week's Islanderism was uttered by Gordon Cobb. If you know a local saying and would like to have it played at the start of an ep, send a recording to amj@isletunes.ca or leave it on a voicemail at 902-807-4250. You can also use those contact methods to get at me with comments, requests, or suggestions. Become an Isletuner by following the show on Facebook and Instagram, where I always post links to where you can buy the music you hear here. Shelling out for a track puts a local tune in your library and a smile on the face of the artist you bought it from. Win freaking win! Musical contribution to the Isletunes theme by Kaylin McCauley and John Hashem. Show concept by Rocky O'Neill. Coordination assistance by Jackie Robichaux. I'm Adam Michael James, and I got a jet. We'll do it all over again next Friday, and while we're apart, I know y'all can't stand to be separated from me. Think about this quote from Dutch diplomat Gijs de Vries that bears repeating and repeating and repeating. Ultimately, freedom and democracy are stronger than fear and tyranny. You know it. Thanks for listening, PEI. Season 7.